Hello, YouTube. This is Largo64. Actually, I haven't always been 64. Actually, I'm not now. I'm 65. But I've got a lot of photographs of myself, kind of a little mini history here. Myself, boy and man, to give you an idea that this chubby fella you see sitting before you didn't always look this way. Occasionally, he even looked worse. Well, this is me at the age of about 6 months with lots and lots of nice dark hair. Here I am at about the age of 1.5 or 2, still in a playpen. Looks like I'm having a good time though. Whoop, how'd that get in there? This is me at about the age of 2, maybe 3 years, sitting on a milk can at my uncle's farm, fishing in a ditch, as a little boy might do. Here's my first horseback ride, with my uncle holding the reins of a horse called Skeezix. Big, big horse. Now here's a bigger Larry on a smaller horse. This is a pony ride. I have no idea where or when this was. I might still have been in Oregon at this point. Here I am in an early grade school picture, probably the first grade, something like that. Not quite a chubby kid yet. I was getting chubby by this time. This is 4th or 5th grade. And the face is kind of getting round here. I've been a roundy most of my life. By the 7th grade, I was taking trumpet lessons. And you notice the mute there. My mother wouldn't let me play in the house without the mute. By the time I was in high school, I got into the band, the marching band. We had a pretty small band. Our high school was new and we didn't have that many students. By senior year, I was taking photography. Not that it's done me much good if you've seen some of my photographs, but there I am in my senior year. This is my graduating picture from high school. Fresh-faced kid with white teeth. I hadn't begun to smoke yet. Well, actually I had, but just. And they hadn't had a chance to get yellow. This is my wedding picture with the former wife cut out for reasons we need not go into. This picture is taken at my 20-year high school reunion. I had slimmed down again for that occasion. I've been doing that up and down all my life. Here I am as the Major General in the Pirates of Penzance, a college production. I was a singer, a lyric baritone. This photograph I took myself. I set the camera up on a tripod and set the timer. Here I am with an old-fashioned typewriter. Good grief, I haven't used one of those in years. This is me in about 1974, the nearest to a hippie I would ever get. The beard was almost black and the hair was almost to my shoulders. Here I'm holding a rock cod. The people that I worked with, we all had an outing on a fishing boat, and when I wasn't throwing up, I was catching fish. Here's one of the other times I lost weight. This time probably, I think it was on Weight Watchers. I've done that many times. Now this picture is from a Halloween party when I went in full clown makeup. My whole face painted up. That was kind of fun to do. Enough so that when I went to a party the following year, I went as one of the cats from, you'll never guess, Cats. I didn't have a costume, but I certainly did have the face paint. This is me on a trip to Washington, D.C. and back. I drove across the country. It was really an interesting trip. This is me as Roderick Rodent, the villain in an old-fashioned melodrama called The Face on the Barroom Floor. Here I am with one of the actresses from that show. I do not remember her name, sadly, because it's been over 20 years since that show was done. That's me as Laser Wolf. This was at the cast party after we finished doing a run of Fiddler on the Roof. You notice the cigarette. I haven't smoked in 24 years now. Here I am with a .50 caliber muzzle-loading black powder rifle, which my cousin, whose rifle it was, put a double load in because he thought it would be funny to watch it kick. And boy, did it kick. I hit the target, by the way. This is me singing at a party for a Theater Americana, a theater group I belonged to years ago. I used to sing a great deal. Not anymore. Here's Larry with a goofy expression and curly hair. My mother and sister thought it would be cute if they got me a perm for Christmas, so I humored them. This is me at about the age of 29, with still a mustache. I had facial hair for a lot of the time of my life. Here again, approximately the same time with the long sideburns. That was in style in those days. Now, this young fellow that you're looking at right here is about the same time I was taking a class in weightlifting. And at that time, I could lift pretty much my own weight. Here I am only about 3 years ago. And as you can see from my face there and what you see of my face now, I've gained a lot of weight in the last 3 years. There's an example of it. This is the last picture. It was taken of me in Las Vegas about 1.5 years ago, or a year maybe. Well, that's me. I was inspired to do this by Phil, that is Fantastic Babblings, who did a little bit of stuff on himself from earlier years. Not sure anybody's really going to be interested in this, but I just showing off a little bit. That's it.